हेलो सर।
हाय हाय।
सो गुड टू सी यू एज ऑलवेज। आप उस तरफ, हम इस तरफ, आमने सामने नहीं हो
हाँ,
पाते।
नदी के दोनों तरफ।
एंड हेलो कनु सर।
Hi, how are
I
you?
have to say, I do not know what is it about you. Where is does your filmmaking come from? I have a large part of my depression has come from you. You're watching your
Very
movie.
good. Good, good. Kanu is winning now.
मेरा तो काम ही है वो अंदर की खुदाई और सफाई।
ब्रिलियंट। और इस बार आपने मनोज सर को भी लगा दिया इसी काम के ऊपर। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग दिस इज लुकिंग दिस मूवी। हाउ एक्साइटेड आर यू? एंड आपका और Z5 ग्लोबल का तो है ही हमेशा ओल्ड रिश्ता।
मेरा ना।
हाँ जी।
हाँ। हाँ,
डिस्पैच।
मेरा तो मतलब इसी साल मतलब दिस इज द थर्ड वन। कैन यू बिलीव? दिस इज द थर्ड वन. Z5 should give me an apartment. Actually, they should gift me an apartment, right? Z5 Global के साथ में. And good thing is that all of the films that I have done, any genre, and they were finding their audience at Z5 Global. And
राइट।
this has been quite an exciting collaboration since few years now. Okay. And why I feel so great being on Z5 Global, because it's a very indigenous platform. Okay, local platform going becoming so big internationally. And my films are doing well on it. Sone pe suhaga.
बढ़िया। बट सर व्हेनेवर वी आर लुकिंग एट योर मूवीज, आपके जब भी रोल्स देखते हैं, अब ऐसा लगता है कि लाइक कोई और अगर एक्टर होता तो मैं पूछती हूँ उनसे कि हाउ चैलेंजिंग वाज इट। सो इनफैक्ट कनु विल आल्सो शुड रिप्लाई टू दिस। बट फॉर यू, अब तो ऐसा लगता है कि आप आंखें बंद करके भी इस टाइप के इतने चैलेंजिंग रोल से जस्ट आराम से निकल सकते हैं।
Acha, Akanksha must tell you, there is a gentleman who's sitting in the same interview. Will actually tell you how what kind of challenges I've gone through every day. Every day, I was about to commit a murder on the set, and my victim was going to be Kanu Behl. Yes, he's taken me on a very difficult and tedious journey. uh, there were days of complete exasperation and exhaustion. But this is what one uh, looks forward to. I know, sir, when you know that things are becoming easy, and there comes a filmmaker who's actually taking you in different direction, in terms of the craft, in terms of finding the character, in terms of dealing with the story, and taking you into a zone which you have touched in your in your prime. And then you needed one more time somebody comes and wakes you up from your slumber, and really force you to break all those limitations that you have developed. Sometimes you are working, but you don't realize that there are certain things that you have to work upon, and Kanu has given me that chance to work on it.
सो कनु, हाउ इजी और चैलेंजिंग डिड यू मेक इट फॉर मनोज सर?
Of
आप
course not
बताइए।
easy. Of course not easy. Come on.
But what a combination, I must say, as an audience, this is one of the
Yeah.
most exciting combinations to have. It's like.
Yeah, I can keep on giving you this combination. It's just that I was telling him that my daughter will be orphaned if I collaborate with him much more. I'll die of heart attack.
Which is
Please
what
don't
I
write. Please
began
don't
with. Which
write
is
this.
what I began
My
with.
wife will be upset.
So Kanu, you tell us how was, you know, it creating another challenge for
मैं
someone who just can pull off any role so easily.
हाँ नहीं, मैं तो बहुत बहुत इजी इनके साथ किया। बिकॉज जब इनसे मिला, मुझे दिखा दूर से। मैं जब इनसे पहली बार मिला तो बोला ये इनके साथ ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते, कम कम ही करेंगे, कम कम ही करेंगे। तो मैं अपनी तरफ से तो बिल्कुल कम कम कर रहा था। वो वो मनोज को आई थिंक ज्यादा ज्यादा लग रहा था। नो बट
अच्छा, अच्छा। Shut up. Just stop lying on
No,
camera.
but on a serious note, we are. Listen, we only get one opportunity to make the film, and we don't have lots of time. We eventually just get 40-45 days to shoot a film, and I consider my job to be the job of a facilitator who's there to assist the actors and help them find the best version of their scene on that day, so that they don't go back home regretting in any sort of way कि ये भी कर सकते थे, शायद ये भी करने का मौका था या वो भी करने का मौका था. तो it's a ultimately at the end of the day you're looking for a really collaborative process, which it was with someone like Manoj, Shahana, whether Shahana or Archita, whose first film it is, or Ree, with such a stellar cast, with such stellar actors, one can afford to push them that extra mile because that they can transcend and they can go there. तो अगर अगर मैं वो बटन्स नहीं प्रेस करता और वहां नहीं पुश करता, तो आई एम श्योर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मनोज मुझे सिंगल नहीं डबल मर्डर करने की कोशिश करते.
Yeah.
But with the kind of intense and dark, edgy stuff that you have been making, this one looks a little more like on the thriller side of it, you
Yeah.
know? But how would you say, how intense is it according to your own meter of, Titli, Agra, matlab?
Right. No,
How?
so I feel first it'll be unjust to look at it as a thriller. I think for me it's more a procedural. It's more a character piece rather than something, the ruse to bring you into the story could be the plot of itna scam hai, ye hai, wo hai, ye pata chal jayega, wo pata chal jayega. But the fact is that this script was written as a complete rebellion to just that impulse, because when we actually started researching and trying to create the base for this film, हम लोगों ने अपनी रिसर्च के दौरान जितने भी लोगों से बात करी, चाहे वो कॉप्स हों, लॉयर्स हों, क्राइम जर्नलिस्ट हों, अंडरवर्ल्ड के कुछ लोग हों, everybody was telling us the same thing, that this world is so foggy and obtuse now कि अब क्या, कहाँ, कौन, कैसे, क्यों कर रहा है, वो पता चलना भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. And that is what really excited us about this film. Because we said, why do all films about journalists end up about being this hero who's trying to break a story और फिर end में सब सही हो जाता है? But that is not what the real world is telling us. What the real world is telling us that we are at an inflection point. Something is changing and something is probably changing irreversibly. And so that is why we really wanted to subvert the plot, because the heart of the film truly lies in the journey of this character who's desperate, who's greedy, who is, who has his own compulsions. So I actually, through Joy Bag's character, wanted to do a piece more about modern cowardice, set in the world of crime journalism. So it's more a procedural for me than it is a thriller.
Very exciting. Manoj sir, you have been on the gangster side, you have been on the cop side. Now, how does it feel being on the crime journalist beat?
Well, I mean, eventually all of these words are, somewhere significant. These are all attached with the professions. Whether if I'm
Absolutely.
gangster or or say
Cop हैं या
uh,
lawyer हैं.
lawyer हैं, ये सब professions हैं. I can do 3 lawyers one after another, uh, but it doesn't mean anything. What really boils down to it is that how many different people you are playing, how many different people you are trying to analyze and do a study of. It all depends on 3 lawyers can be completely different from each other. Coming from
Right.
different class and strata, dealing with different circumstances altogether, on home front and work front. It's never about the profession for me. It's always about the human being that I'm dealing with.
Right, right. But sir, in almost 30 years and, done more than 100 films, how do you keep that differentiation? Like, जैसे आपने कहा कि, one lawyer is different from the other. तो वो एक particular सुर कैसे आप पकड़ते हैं कि ये वाला character है तो इसको they can't be overlapping with anything that you've done earlier. Also because human emotions at the end of the day, they are same.
देखिए, सुर पकड़ते नहीं है आप, बिकॉज हर हर कैरेक्टर जो आता है एक स्क्रिप्ट का पार्ट होता है, और डायरेक्टर का जो अपना अप्रोच होता है, दैट एक्चुअली डिटरमिन्स योर परफॉर्मेंस, मेनली विद Kanu Behl. It's his way of storytelling or character study is far away from all the directors that I have worked with. Uh, he touches upon certain areas that you never thought that any director would actually touch upon, and then the expectation from the director is to go along with him into that hole, and touch that area first within yourself, and then you relate to the character through that zone of yours. So the going inside first, inside of your own self, finding that area somewhere, hidden somewhere, and then from there you are going to the character is a tough task, is a very tough task, and it's not easy. I have seen actors coming out of the workshop crying, really in shambles, emotionally. So he wants you to he takes you there. He breaks down all pieces of yours, and then then together all of us,
Construction.
try to piece it together and go to the character. So first, finding yourself is part of the workshop, and then relating to the character's dark zone through yourself is the second one.
So how easy has it become for you over the years to kind of immediately disconnect from such an intense character, and आप घर जाते हैं, you are with your wife, you are with your daughter. Is
I
it easier?
I must tell you that it never happens in lifetime. So this is the curse that you live with, and that is true with every actor who's immersive. That it's very difficult to say that I have come out of the character. You can't come out of it. Come on, you are fooling yourself. It gets pushed back, in some corners of your brain, and then there is another job at hand, and you focus on that, and you think that you've come out of the previous character. It doesn't happen that way. It all gets accumulated. It's all there. The bruises, it's something you never get healed up, uh, but you learn to live with all of that. uh, that's my takeaway. This is how I conclude my own journey as an actor. It's it will be impossible to say that I have come out of my uh, character of Gali Guliyan or Bhosle. No, I mean I've given them so much time, so much emotional exhaustion I have gone through. How can I really push them away completely from my own brain, and say that I've moved on 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. I have moved on from there, and the and the part of it is not there in my brain. It's impossible.
True, true, true. Kanu, what about your process? Where do you, मतलब इतना dark क्या हुआ है? You reach to the
क्या
darkest of
हुआ था
crevices
तुम्हारी जिंदगी में, ये बताओ?
in human soul. अगर आप इनकी फिल्में देख लें, मतलब थेरेपी की जरूरत पड़ सकती है, in a good way.
तुम्हारी
For an
नहीं।
actor who's like Manoj sir said, it becomes an immersive process. वो एक्टर निकले कैसे उसमें से?
या
नहीं निकल
नहीं,
पाए।
बस मैं इसमें इतना ही बोलूंगा, तुम्हारी नहीं हमारी जिंदगी में क्या हुआ है, हमारे आसपास इस समय हो रहा है, हर समय हो रहा है। It's about whether we choose to look at it or whether we are choosing to look away from it. And I feel a certain, listen, all I can say is I feel a certain responsibility. एक फिल्म बनाना एक बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. If you are inviting people in to watch your film, if you're asking them to watch something for 2 hours, if they're spending $200, then I don't want to infantilize my audience, and I don't want to say कि हाँ अच्छा ठीक है अब थोड़ा आ जाओ मस्ती कर लेते हैं, मस्ती करके घर चले जाना. अभी if you might as well treat everyone as adults, and try to have a conversation about them, about what is actually happening in their lives, right? A lot of people can say, "Ha, but लाइफ को अपना दिमाग छोड़ के बाहर आते हैं, ये इमोशन छोड़ के बाहर आते हैं, ये आई मीन आई डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दैट इज लिटरली लाइक सम पीपल ट्राइंग टू apologize for their lack of intent. When people say no no, ये दिमाग छोड़ के बाहर आना, क्यों? मेरा दिमाग मेरे मेरे शरीर से बाहर नहीं निकलता है, मैं उसे छोड़ के नहीं आ सकता.
Right.
So that's my take on it. And I don't look at any of this as dark, actually, because I feel like this is our opportunity for some sort of a cathartic experience. If we are not going to address this in our lives, then we are also not going to address this in a cinematic experience. Then how are we going to eventually have the ability to exorcise any of this, or reflect on any of this?
Right. No, no, absolutely understand. I mean, I'm totally with you on this because, at the end of the day, it kind of addresses something which we all kind of try to not address,
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
as a filmmaker, it also kind of narrows down your audience to a large extent. So, just when you are making something, आपके लिए कभी वो temptation नहीं होता कि, take a shortcut, make something which is,
Again,
way out.
I have a slight difference of opinion on this. I don't think it narrows down your audience. I think it narrows down your distribution. So,
Right.
I have a deep faith in the audience. I feel like there is a large part of the audience which wants to see something meaningful, which wants to see stuff that pushes the envelope, which genuinely wants to see stuff that wants to talk to them, and as I said, treat them respectfully. So I think it can limit your distribution, not your audience so much.
So one quick question. What was that one thing which was like, yes, I will do this?
One thing. Look, I mean, I was talking to Kanu to find an opportunity to collaborate with each other. He's an exciting filmmaker. Yeah. I mean, I personally feel, I mean, he'll be embarrassed if I say this, but I personally feel that in another 5 6 year time he'll be a force to reckon with, and I wanted to be one of those first one who worked with him, because uh, there are very few new filmmakers like Kanu who are trying new things with their storytelling, which is very unique to them. So as an actor, you are greedy. You want more. You want to collaborate with some really exciting talent of our time. So I didn't want to leave this opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much, sir.